Chico, that's one thing that you could actually see right off the bat that, you know, is a cultural attribute. And again, there's reasons for that. Obviously, the solidarity concept, and again, the breaking down of the Western concept of me, you know, is very important, and goes hand in hand with the music. Is just kind of dissolving the ego and being able to be really comfortable in groups of people. Drum and dance cultures: Senegal, Mali, Guinea, Benin, Togo, Ghana, Nigeria, Congo, Rwanda. Those have especially hand drumming.
Music has always been the antidote in all cultures to have created a calm, an ease, an expression. It's always been used for ceremonial purposes such as birth, transitions of spirit, what we would call death, but in traditional Africa they call it transitions, healing. Music has always been, will be, the foremost connecting of all cultures around the world.
Songs by the Djeli or griot, the specialists who play the balafon, the kora and the koni. They belong to their own caste, hereditary caste. They specialize in handling histories and politically charged narratives. They work with those in authority at times, praising them or correcting and suggesting ways forward that correspond to the heritage of the Mande people. Those are the Djeli and griot.
The original purpose of drums in general was for communication. They used to signal from one village to the next, like a Morse code basically. That the drummers in that next village could receive, pass on to the next village, and so on. It then evolved into ceremonial drumming, which they use for fun, for trance, for celebration, death, pretty much everything. Basic beat is what makes the dancers move, gives them a reference to move to. And those are like the doon-doons, the accompaniment drum. Those are all laying the basic beat for the dancer to move to. And then the solo drum will embellish upon what the dancer is doing, following her. So the dancer follows the drums, and then the drum follows the dancer.
music and dance are in some ways some of the most refined, powerful, and complex, subtle and sophisticated ways you can be a person with someone else. You create a relationship with them through your knowledge of how to move gracefully, how to support them in their movement, how to create social occasions and forms which allow them and you to share delight, physical pleasure, a sense of goodwill and propriety, and to fulfill one's role in society. Djembe, I think, is unusual because it's one of the few drums in this region that's played with the hand.
West African drum, djembe, means unity drum. It means, and it was created for that purpose and serves that function of bringing people together. A lot of it's divided along gender lines. You know, the men are usually the drummer. It kind of catches like wildfire. You know, one group of girls, they get into it, they like it, they see that it's fun, it's a great way to exercise, makes them feel good, and then, you know, their friends join, and then the interplay between those two groups of people, you know, is it's magnetic.
The djembe drumming that you're learning and dancing to is one facet of a larger group of musics that belong for a very long time, for more than 1,000 years, to this area of Africa, which we could say these languages and groups of people share a Mande, M-A-N-D-E, Mande civilization, crosses Senegal, Mali, Guinea, northern Ivory Coast.
Africa, when you speak of music, it's a way of life. Here, it's pretty much of a study. It has become a way of life where people go out to study. People come from Africa here. We've created our own music, such as jazz and bebop and hip hop and all those things, but the foundation itself, its origin, is from Africa. Outside of entertaining, you literally go to the fields and you see people working on the farm. So the dances I may teach may be a dance of a farming. I can come here and teach you a dance of birth in Africa as a way of life. Not that birth doesn't happen here, but they literally play the music. They literally do the dance. They do the ceremonies. And so all those things separates in a big, big, big way. You know, so celebration is just a way of life in Africa. It's not something that you go to see a performance or give applause to. It's just a way of life.
Difference is that in Africa, it's not taught in a classroom setting or a formal structure. It's just what's done, and it's like kind of like an oral tradition versus a written tradition. A written tradition, you know, you learn by studying the text. An oral tradition is just passed down through doing or seeing.
What draws people is memory. And what I mean by that, we're all blessed to have come out of the wombs of our mothers. And inside of her womb, we was blessed to hear this rhythm. And it's the same rhythm of life. Africa is just the foundation of many traditions and cultures. And so naturally, wherever you go with this African music, East Indian music, Chinese music, something is always about the drum. However, the dance is what really also helps to create a feel and a full, it's a good workout for people. But people are drawn to it pretty much because of the energetics, what it gives, what it lends to people's personal spirit, energy, and where they are in their particular life at that moment. So people are just drawn to it.